Hi, welcome to the Build a Green YouTube channel. My name is Sean Furtado. This video is an introduction into a series of videos where we will be going over how to model multifamily buildings in Energy Pro. If you're new to Energy Pro and you've never seen the software or used it before, we will be going over the basic navigations and outline, the basic modeling features of Energy Pro. And if you are already experienced with Energy Pro and want to expand your knowledge in how to model different types of buildings, these videos will also help you as well. So let's straight jump into a new project. So if you're new to Energy Pro, we're going to be working in a new folder. So just like every software tool you've probably worked with, there's a bunch of basic icons or tools here, and a very simple toolbar with our open and our save and our cut paste functions, as well as undo, print, and our calculations, our contents we'll go into later. But when you start a new project, you will be given this main screen here. It'll start off with the building, and we'll have three main panels with this tab, a bunch of different tabs here, which will control what we'll see in this section. So this building tab here is here, and this is where we will be building our building model. So once you click that, you can see a bunch of other tabs that will drop into this section here. And so this is our unidentified building. Our libraries, this controls, well, this is basically what we'll be modeling into our building. So you can see the different assemblies, fenestrations, if we have overhangs, siphons, our central systems, and if you are on a zonal or a VAV system, which we'll go into later in our HVAC video, chillers, water towers, boilers, EMS systems, and lighting we won't cover much. And our calculations tab here gives us our different calculation options, which Energy Pro can simulate. Our basic loads, which will give us our zone by zone BTU or kilo BTU per hour. Our Res Title 24. Our residential green point rated. Our CalCerts HERS or home energy ratings scale. Our Res Performance, which is also known as Energy Upgrade California. Y green for financing in certain cities. Our non-res Title 24 prescriptive performance, and our non-res Title 24 lead. Our non-res 90.1 performance calculation, and our non-res performance calculation. We will primarily be dealing with the non-res performance calculations, the res green point rated, and the res performance calculations. So jumping back into the buildings tabs here, we will be giving a bunch of different other tabs to fill out information about the building that we or our analyst has done an assessment on. So the building, you should always give a name. Let's call it the Water Main Palace. This is going to be an existing building. And our front orientation, this is the compass degree which the main front entrance of the building is facing. So let's just say for simplicity that it's north or at 0. Number of dwelling units, I'm going to say 25. And the city, let's do Fresno, California. Should always give it the project address. just making up the zip code, and type in any notes pertaining to the model. The designer, that should be the energy modeler. Okay, etc., etc. The lighting designer and the mechanical designer does not need to be filled out. Utility provider, you can choose the electricity, and it'll give you this icon here, and we'll just go into the import here and find our utility. You can import that in. And you can also categorize it by name. So there's a map on the PG&E website, so if you don't know your category, your letter here, but for electricity, PG&E, you're in one of these letters, so let's just choose one. That's for our electricity, and let's just choose one for our gas as well. That should either be PG in the same territory. Okay, in our outdoor we won't be dealing with much. Our hers is where we will be doing our lighting audit and our appliance audit. So in your building analyst report from this building, they should have done at least 10% sample of the building appliances and lighting, and that should be captured best here. So our indoor refrigerator, we won't be seeing garage refrigerators. Our dishwasher energy factors, and there's a series of drop downs about the range and the washer and dryer and if the building has a swimming pool or not. In exterior uses we won't go into much, but we'll get into that in how to use it in other videos. Okay, so that basically gives us a high-level overview of the building component of Energy Pro. And so the main thing you want to be looking for if you are a building modeler or you're modeling your building is the information that's going to be given to you. So your building analyst should have done a series of different type of assessments. Generally an ASHRAE level 2 assessment should have been done on the building, and this energy audit entails that there's a breakdown of energy source use and a good survey of the systems in general and how they operate. This person wants to identify the energy efficiency measures that each system could use, and that pertains to either the building assembly or the HVAC or water heating systems. And the assessment should also spotlight some discrepancies, mostly on the operational side, and this can also help us with our modeling and what we can do to offer some improvements to the building. And there should also be some outlining priorities of resources for these energy efficiency measures. So the ASHRAE Level 2 audit should result in a clear and concise report and bring the owner or the property manager a variety of different energy efficiency measures. This includes low option measures, modifications to systems, controls, and building automations, and any operational changes and potential upgrades or capital upgrades. The findings, the Level 2 audit findings should include some general cost and performance metrics, as well as the means for the owner to evaluate energy efficiency measures and how to proceed with these implementations. And so again, this is our building, and we've done a ASHRAE Level 2 assessment of all the systems, all the assemblies, the windows, and we're going to write this all down in a spreadsheet and give it to our Energy Modeler to model into Energy Pro. So once we have the basic information inputted, we're going to go ahead and build in our building assembly based on this ASHRAE Level 2 assessment. The first thing that you should be looking for is the different types of water heating systems. So this is the plant in Energy Pro. So if I do a right click with my mouse, a series of drop downs will be given to me, and we're going to choose the Add Plant. And you want to identify how many water heating systems there are. If there are individual water heating systems, we'll get into that later, but if what the main thing you want to be looking at is if there are two separate components. So let's just say for this example that we have a water heater serving the main common area and a water heater serving the rest of the residential units. So in my energy model, I'm going to have to model out two separate water heating systems. And that's a right click, Add Plant, and I did that twice. Now you can see I have two water heating systems. And so in each water heating system, we're going to add an HVAC system. So that let's just say again for this example that our common area is separated, but they're all on the same meter, but has different HVAC systems that serve the common area and the rest of the dwelling units. So I'm going to model in an HVAC system for both our different zones. Okay, so again that's a right click, and then I'm going to add a system. I do that to both water heating systems. And we'll go into more details in later videos on how to fill out each of these components. But for now, I just want to build out my building assemblies based on the information from my analyst. So each HVAC system will have a zone or a level attributed to it. So in this example, again, I have a common area with its own HVAC system. I'm going to have the second, third, and fourth level system ran off of individual space heating and cooling systems, and I have the top floor ran off this package unit here. So I have 1, 2, 3 different HVAC systems. Okay, so the way I'm going to identify my systems is, or the zone my systems operate is by adding a zone. So this is going to be my common area. So let's identify that here so we don't get confused. And our residential. Okay, so each of our HVAC systems has a zone, and each zone pretty much represents a floor level. So this is going to be our floor level 1. This is going to be our floor level 2. And each zone will have a room or rooms associated with it. And again, that's just right click. Okay, so I'm in my rooms now. And I'm going to build in exterior walls, and these exterior walls are each elevation. So this is my floor level 1, and this is a block load and not a room by room, but each block load should have a good representation of the amount of kitchens and bedrooms. And so each wall again represents each elevation, so I should have floors, or four walls, and each wall should have a window. So just for the sake of ease, I can just copy my exterior wall here and go to my identified room and add in my other 4 elevations with windows. And so this is since this is our front orientation, I'm going to add a door here just so we can be sure that this is our front elevation. So again, our elevations will be noted here with the orientation. And we'll go into detail later how to fill out these different assemblies. So just a quick review. So we're gonna have our main building, identify our systems, our water heating systems, and the HVAC systems that are attributed to each water heating system. So in this example, I said the residential units have 2 systems, one that serves a top floor and one that serves the residential. So let's go ahead and keep that our top floor and copy it and add in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th level zones. We'll go into changing these later, so actually let's do that now. This is my 2nd, this will be my 3rd, this will be my 4th, and this will be my 5th, our top level. And each of these should have 4 walls for the elevation. Okay, and that's just a copy paste. I can remove the front door there, so we don't have any doors. Okay, and the very top floor should have a roof, and that's just a right click and you can see the assemblies that you can add into each component. And in our room component we'll have our walls and our floors. So we'll have to add in our 4 walls with windows. Okay, and you can see the roof here. And on the very bottom level here, we'll add in our raised floor. We'll go into later how to change the components, but this will just be a raised floor, no crawl space. We'll have a garage underneath it. Okay, so now, as you can see, we have our 2 HVAC systems for the residential, 1 HVAC system for the common area, with a zone and rooms that are associated with it. And again, each zone that you model out should have the correct number of bedrooms associated with it. And they should all add up to the number of dwelling units you have in your project design data tab. Okay, that pretty much wraps up the introduction into the basics of Energy Pro and how to model your basic building shell and systems based on your analyst or your building audit or ASHRAE level 2 audit.